Hey guys, it's Sasha. We need to talk about Tesla stock because Tesla might just be the most underappreciated stock in the stock market today, especially given everything that has happened in the past week. And given everything that is happening in the world right now, I am astounded that Tesla's share price is where it is, and I am going to explain exactly why. There are a number of huge tailwinds that are blowing right into Tesla's sales at the moment, and in the panic of what is happening with the Ukraine, the stock market overall, Wall Street seems to have completely missed it. In this video, I am going to tell you exactly why I am extremely excited for Tesla stock over the next year and what these big catalysts are for Tesla that everyone is missing. Make sure you watch all the way through because there are a number of very different catalysts that I want to discuss. Just before I dive into all the details, remember that I am not your financial advisor and I am just a random guy on YouTube sharing his opinion. I am a Tesla shareholder, so I am naturally going to be biased, and I also don't own a crystal ball. What I do own is a special link that gives you a $10 bonus from Lightyear, who are the sponsors of today's video. Lightyear is the only free investing app in the UK that lets you invest in US stocks like Tesla without paying any fees. That's it, no fees at all. You can invest up to £3,000 per month without paying anything, not even the foreign exchange fees that the likes of Free Trade or Trading 212 charge on every single transaction. Lightyear has some unique features that are not available in most other cheap investing apps, like the ability to keep your cash in dollars so you don't have to pay foreign exchange fees when you sell out of a company in the future and then buy another stock instead. And if you live in the UK and you want to try the platform out, you can get a $10 bonus just for opening an account and making an initial deposit of £1 or more. Remember, as with every other investing platform, that your capital is at risk. So Tesla has made a number of announcements in the last few days that have gone completely under the radar, but are massive game changers. 4 of these announcements are to do with their new factory, so bear with me. Not 1, not 2, but 4 major announcements about Tesla's new factories. First up, Tesla has now received their final approval for Giga Berlin on Friday. This was the final major hurdle in starting production in Tesla's Berlin factory, although in true German style, the final hurdle was not so final. This permit for Giga Berlin is provisional, and there are still 400 odd conditions that Tesla has to fulfill before they can start mass production. Brandenburg's Environment Minister Axel Vogel has said that all of these conditions are likely to be fulfilled in the next 2 weeks, and there are rumors that Elon Musk is going to be flying to Berlin in the second half of March for a big delivery event kicking off this mass production. However, in another potential twist to this ridiculous story of German bureaucracy, the environmentalists who are against Tesla's opening of the factory have a whole month to file appeals after Tesla meets those conditions. And because these environmentalists are mentally challenged and extremely stupid, they want to delay the start of the biggest electric car factory in Europe so that Germany can spend their time instead making more internal combustion gas-powered cars powered by Russian oil instead. Makes perfect sense. So those people may well take the opportunity to go and appeal and string the process out even longer. The second big factory announcement came from Austin. Elon Musk has announced that Tesla will be hosting a GigaFest at the Austin factory on April 7th. And this is the second such event that Tesla have held. The first one was in Berlin in their factory back in October 2021. This was meant to be a party to celebrate the factory opening or imminent opening, but here we are 5 months later and it obviously still is not open. So the hope here is that Tesla have learnt their lesson and perhaps this GigaFest is actually going to be the opening party. There has been a lot of activity at Giga Texas in recent days with a lot of Model Y cars turning up outside the factory building and being taken away. They are laying down a huge amount of tarmac to put a whole lot more cars on it. So it looks like production at scale there is somewhat imminent. Remember that both Austin and Berlin are going to take some time to ramp up production. The initial levels are going to be pretty low. They still have only hired a fraction of the number of staff that they need to operate those at full capacity. They haven't trained them up. Elon Musk has been tweeting about the jobs available at those factories a number of times in just the last few days. So do not expect huge volumes to be immediately coming out of either factory in the first few months. The third major factory announcement came from Giga Shanghai, and this one is huge. It is probably even bigger than the first two. A lot of leaks have come out in the last few days that Tesla is going to be building a second factory in Shanghai near the current one. This story was widely reported by a number of channels, including Reuters, but we haven't had any proper official confirmation just yet. Apparently, work on this new factory might start this month in March or in April. And apparently this new factory will be a copy of the current Shanghai factory plus the expansion they're building, so that will make two similar factories doubling production. Remember that the current factory with the expansion that they're working on is aiming for an annual production rate of 1 to 1.2 million cars. So if they go and build an identical second factory, we're looking at a facility potentially making as many as 2.4 million cars a year. And that would make Giga Shanghai by far the biggest car factory in the world, which is pretty mind-blowing when you consider that Berlin and Austin factories are also about to open. But wait, there was another factory announcement by Tesla. This one flew right below the radar, and I have not heard anyone else talk about it. Elon Musk has had yet another spat with Joe Biden, who seems to keep forgetting that Tesla makes far more electric cars in the United States than all the other car companies combined, and Tesla provide more jobs and invest more money in US car manufacturing than all of the rest put together. But here is the killer tweet from Elon Musk. He says, "Actually, we still operate our California factory, which is the largest auto plant in North America at full capacity, and are considering expanding it significantly." So there we go. On top of everything else that is going on with Tesla factories around the world, they are apparently working on expanding Fremont significantly, literally in the words of Elon Musk as well. Take from that what you will. But factories are not the only thing that has happened in the last few days. The Russian invasion of Ukraine has thrust the world into an energy crisis. As I'm recording this video, oil has jumped up to about $125 a barrel, which is incredibly high, and natural gas is back up over $5, which is also extremely expensive. So the prices on these are skyrocketing because of the sanctions and the risk that Russian oil and gas taps might begin turning off completely to the rest of the world. And since this conflict started, Tesla's been trading relatively flat at about $820 to $840. And I get it. We have panic, the stock market is down, blah, 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 but take a big step back. These sanctions and economic impacts of what is happening are not going away quickly. Countries around the world have taken extremely serious long-term steps. Companies have pulled out of Russia, and Russia is refusing to back down on the conflict. So however it plays out, the world is not going to go and kiss and make up anytime soon. So these energy issues are here to stay. And then look at Tesla. They are the only company in the world that is manufacturing electric vehicles that do not need oil at scale in different countries around the world. There's a lot of people trying, a lot of people talking about it, but only one company is making serious numbers of these cars and actually making a profit on those cars. That company is Tesla. And on top of that, Tesla's energy division is leading the world in battery-based electricity management. This is probably the most misunderstood and undervalued part of Tesla's business. Batteries like Megapacks that Tesla produces can significantly reduce the need for electricity generation. This is because many renewable energy sources and nuclear power produce electricity throughout the day and throughout the night. The wind blows at night just like it does during the day, and it powers wind turbines. The water flows through the hydroelectric plants at night just like it does during the day. And a lot of the electricity that is generated or available for generation at night is literally wasted or not collected or not used. And then we have these gas and coal power stations that are there to supply the peak during the daylight hours when everyone is using electricity. Smart deployment of power storage can significantly reduce the reliance on gas and oil-based energy generation. And this is where the world is going to be headed. It's going to take a heck of a lot of batteries, sure, and it is not going to happen overnight. This is going to be a very slow and a very long-term play, but there is literally one company in the world today that is sitting on the technology that is ready, available, and is already being deployed that can today deliver it. And as the pressure on energy grows, the demand for that storage solution as part of the global energy equation is only going in one direction. That direction is up. But here is the best bit. A lot of people have talked about how the Russia-Ukraine conflict is going to affect supplies of raw materials, which is going to affect supply chains, is going to significantly impact a lot of industries. Well, guess what? Russia and Ukraine export a lot of stuff. Over half of the world's wheat, a huge chunk of metals like titanium, platinum, and nickel, and that's on top of the obvious oil and gas. But Indonesia is the biggest global producer of nickel in the world, and Australia has the second highest known nickel reserves. Sure, there'll be a short-term impact from a shortage of Russian nickel supplies, but here is the really amazing fact. Russia's production is not critical to any key metals used in battery manufacture or the overall EV car manufacture process. Chile, Argentina, and Bolivia have 58% of the known global lithium reserves, and Australia is currently the biggest single producer. Most of the world's cobalt comes from Africa, with a lot of it coming from DR Congo. Russia does make quite a lot of aluminium and steel, but it makes less than 10% of what China makes of each of those metals. So the manufacture of electric vehicles is relatively unaffected by this conflict. I say relatively because, of course, there are a million factors that do impact every company. Tesla is not in a bubble. There will be some components that will have shortages, and oil and gas are still used in producing the electricity that then is used to charge Tesla cars. So yes, they are not immune, I get it. But if you are looking at the world today and you see that oil and gas prices are exploding and to a large degree are controlled by Russia, you can see the clear concerted efforts to replace those energy sources as fast as possible. Where do you think the world is going to look for new cars and new energy solutions? And this is why Tesla is the biggest position in my portfolio. This is at least one of the reasons, and why I'm very happy with the direction in which the company is going. A quick reminder, I have launched a campaign this month called March for Ukraine. I am donating all of my YouTube ad revenue for March to fund hot meals for refugees fleeing Ukraine and to those stuck in the war zone. I would really appreciate it if you could support this amazing cause. Please click the donate button that is right next or below this video so that people can go and get a hot meal in their darkest hour of need. If you like this video, please don't forget to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.